You spray more than you usually did, so I won't forget you. I remember you.
True freedom. I am still recovering from getting absolutely wrecked and challenged by a sermon. It was preached by an amazing lady named Heidi Baker, and it was about forgiveness, and it was loaded. It was a very heavy hitting sermon, very vulnerable, very honest, and man, it hit me. Really had me reflecting on what it means to truly forgive, what it means to love people that hurt us. And I couldn't help but remember the moments Jesus had on the cross, and in the pain he was in, he said, "Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." And it particularly reminded me of that because there was a section she talked about forgiving in the process. There is so much hurt. It's like that quote said, hurt people hurt people. For a long time, I never really figured out what that meant, but as a culture, as a world, we are all broken. We're all hurt people trying to make sense of everything else. And I am one of those hurt people in so many ways. And it got me reflecting on experiences where I do feel like I have forgiven people, but still finding hurt and strains of resentment in those places. It really, really pulled on my heartstrings, and forgiving the closest people to you, family, forgiving people you've allowed to get close to you, lost friendships, forgiving the world. That's like a heavily underrated thing. I feel like the world breaks us. Like, the world is ruthless. Mother Nature has no chill, wants all the smoke. It's easier said than done. I'm bringing this up not because I figured that out, but because I'm being challenged on that, and I'm thinking, why don't I challenge you? She also said something else that was like a heavy hitter. She said, "Where there is no love, you have no authority." Like, and it painted this picture for me that without forgiveness, we can't truly love. If we don't forgive, we can't love. And if we don't love, we can't reach. Like, we can't truly reach. We can't truly speak to the experiences of humans. It's no surprise it's some of the hardest and the most emotionally relatable moments come from the hardest places, but oftentimes they come from a heart expressing through love or through grace, and it's laced in love and true freedom. True freedom is in forgiveness. And I recently had a few experiences. The one that pops out the most is a conversation with a lost friend. And I describe it as lost friend in the sense that this friendship just cost me a lot more than it fed me with. For a long time, I had a little bit of resentment towards this person. It was hard to think about the person without thinking about everything they have done to me. I can remember not even wanting to get into a conversation with them, and I felt really convicted. I was waiting until I had the capacity to have certain conversations, but it was a conviction that I hadn't got past what I thought I had got past. And it's so weird how emotionally we can be in a place that we think we're over it. And it's tricky. It's tricky when we have to revisit some situations that we think we're over and we start feeling a type of way. But yeah, that scenario had me feeling a type of way, and I had to address it. That's a dragonfly. I didn't have enough emotional capacity to deal with that and deal with all the emotional trauma as well as everything else I was going through in the moment. So I just was like, right, cool, let's face this head on. And in facing it head on, wow, the freedom, man. Having the difficult conversations when they need to happen, the freedom. The question that I haven't got answered yet is, like, when you forgive, do you have to forget? I'm still trying to understand that. But for now, I will try to be as free as I possibly can be. If you liked or relate with anything I've said, please share, because we are living this real life.